State of New Hampshire Department of State. Can everybody see that?
Got it.
Excellent. Okay. So today what we're doing is we're going to focus on filling out the grant application and all the attachments that are required to it. So I've got a fairly long list of things to get through here today. So bear with me. Again, if you have questions, break in at any time. So the first thing we need to talk about is this certificate of good standing, and it's issued by the New Hampshire Department of State. We used to have to get these every year, but now the Trails Bureau said we only have to get them every 5 years. So if you've already gotten one of these and sent it into the Trails Bureau, it's good till 2025. In 2025, you'd have to renew it, get a new one, and send it to them. But this is part of what they require for RTP grants.
Larry, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Will they maintain this in their records, or is that something we just need to send a copy every year with the application?
They have it in their records once you've sent it to them. They started this is actually the first year that they're maintaining them for us, and we didn't have to send them in. Okay, so the next step we're going to run into here is we're going to jump back into Google Earth, because one of the things that's required on the grant application is the midpoint of our project area. So you can see here, this is my blue trail and red trail, which is the north section and south section of my project. And I put a pin in roughly the middle area. And when you click, the pin is up on this. You can get it up here on the ruler up here. You can just grab it. It's called a place mark, and you can put it, wherever you want on the screen. So I put one here, and if you click on it and click on properties, it gives you the latitude and the longitude. Now, the problem is that this latitude and longitude is in the wrong format for the grant application. So what you need to do is you need to convert it. So there's this FCC site that allows you to convert from degrees, minutes, and seconds to decimal degrees. Decimal degrees is what they want in the application. So you can see that I've already typed in my degrees, minutes, and seconds for latitude 4430, 1275, and then longitude 71, 13, 2343. And I'm clicking on convert to decimal, and it creates these decimal numbers here, 44, and then a bunch of numbers, and then 71 and a bunch of numbers. So we're just going to leave this out here, and we'll be referring to these later on. Okay, the next step in this process is we want to try and create a set of folders that will allow you to manage your grant. So this is what I've come up with after doing this for a bunch of years. I recommend that you follow this tree. Basically, I have a master folder I call RTP grants. And then every year I'll add a new folder underneath that. So I've got 2022 application, 2021 application, 2020 application, and so on. So for this year, I'm adding a 2023 application folder. And then underneath that, I have some other subfolders. I have application forms, award documents for Bureau of Trails, for BOT. And then I've got sources. And under sources, I've got a couple more subfolders, DES permits and NHP reports. So by doing this, you'll see that it helps to organize the materials in a logical way. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to get all the application materials gathered together in one place. I'm going to put that in this subfolder called application forms. And these are I copied these from the Bureau of Trails website under RTP grants. And so I've got the RTP application, I've got the RTP guidelines, I've got the budget detail spreadsheet, I've got the landowner permission form private, I've got the landowner permission form public, I've got the billing form, the match form, the progress report form, I've got the administrator authorization form, and the volunteer labor match form. And I copied all these into my application forms subfolder. Right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a copy of this grant application and I'm going to put it into my 4BOT folder. Okay. So what 4BOT means is this is the information that I'm eventually going to be sending to the Trails Bureau. And so I'm grabbing a copy of the application form, throwing it in there, that subfolder, and I'm going to end up filling it out, as I go. So that's the next step here.